Hey guys, today we are going to take a look at two survival kits, the Paracord kits. I think this is a fishing one. I'm not 100% sure what this one is. It may just kind of be like an all-in-one, but I always want to open these up and just see what's in there. I know it kind of ruins them, but I'm also not using these as my primary form of a survival kit when I'm out there or any kind of kit. So let's bust these open and see what's inside of them. All right, so we're gonna start with this little one just because I don't know what's in this one. I know what the other one is, but I don't know what's in this one. So let's start with this one right here. The best place to attack this thing, right there. Okay. You know, that's always the task with these things, is getting them started. Once you get it started, they come apart fairly easily, but it's just getting it going. It's the hard part. And they got this one weaved up pretty tight, so they definitely not going to lose anything out of it before you open it. That's for sure. There we go. And it is nice though that, you know, when they give you a pretty clear opening point, just so that way you're not wasting any of the valuable cordage that you have here by cutting it. You know, in a real survival situation, cordage is worth its weight in gold. So many things you can do with it. Man, this thing is secure. If this was in extreme cold weather, this would be a lot more difficult than it is right now. Lose the dexterity of your fingers a little bit. It'd be kind of tough to, as tightly as this thing is weaved in there. Almost got it. Okay. So right off, you're getting about 4 foot of paracord right off the bat here. Not a bad amount at all, I would say. And then on the outside here, got this little loop here, which was, you know, designed to clip on a carabiner on a bag or whatever. But get that off of there, and is actually a little blade and a little saw blade. Probably a scraper for, I'm sure there's probably a ferro rod or something in here because this thing is steel. And this part is also, the whole thing has a, sharp 90 on it. Little blade, not terrible. You're not gonna baton any wood with or anything, but could be, you use it as a process game, stuff like that. Oh, okay, so they actually melted these two together, so that's giving you about 8-9 foot of cordage right there. And you could cut it there. That's going to be a weak point anyway, so you could cut it there and have two pieces. Now on to the guts, wrapped in tinfoil. 1,000,005 uses for tinfoil in survival situation. Signaling, cooking container, boil your water, stuff like that. 1,000,000 uses. And I can't get this open. This tape is stuck on there good. Use the little knife that comes with it. Come on. That's what I was afraid was going to happen. It took my tinfoil with it. Yeah. So much for all the tinfoil, I guess. Yep, that tinfoil is gone. No salvage in that. Alright, and that's what the kit altogether looks like. Child safety warning. Good thing I'm not a child. This has some kind of something on it. I don't know, like grease on it or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what that is. All right. So, okay. Cool. Little surgical blade wrapped up, so it's sterile if you need it, sterile. Get your little blade. I mean, you could lash that to a stick, and actually give yourself somewhat of a little bit of a knife. That's pretty cool. Some fishing line. I think that's fishing line. If that is fishing line, that's the thinnest fishing line I've ever seen in my entire life. But you get quite a bit of it. Yeah, see, there's your little ferro rod. Be hell to hang on to after you touched all that with whatever this greasy stuff is. 1, 2 swivels, standard fishing swivels, 2 small J hooks, right there. 2 of these small lead pinch weights. You get 2 of these. It's like a bobber with a little leader on it. Put your hook on there, put your swivel on there, put your hook on there. Got your little bobber. And you get that's what it was. Okay, so this is like a wax impregnated Tinder Tab. The wax had melted and there was a hole in the bag. This came in, so that's what all the stuff all over it is. These work great. They're pretty good little fire starters. They take a spark real well, and since it's wax impregnated, it'll hold a flame for a little while. These are pretty cool. Really can't have too many of those. They make them they make them commercially, stuff like that, but you can make your own. They're really not that hard to make, but that is probably one of the better fire starters that I've seen in a kit like this. So, yeah, that's definitely a plus. So that's what came in that one, and unfortunately, the tinfoil went to hell. So we lost that, but it is what it is. In a survival situation, I mean, a lot matter, but it is what it is. Decent little kit. I do like how it came with the surgical blade. That's not something you see on all of them. Like the Trailblazer survival kit we unpacked, it just had the little razor blade. This actually gives you kind of two blades with the little, the little blade that came with came on the keyring thing. So you get a couple blades there. It's not a bad little kit, especially for the size of it. I don't even remember where I got that. So I couldn't tell you what it costs or where to go get one. I found it in all my gear. I may have had it for 10 years. I have no idea. But yeah, so that's that one. We'll move on to the bigger one. I know for a fact this is a fishing kit. I got this in a SHTF monthly box from Bud K or CHK Daniel or CK Daniel, something like that. But it's on the outside here, so it has a thermometer on it, but it's in Celsius, which, I mean, if you know the conversion, you know the conversion. If you don't, it doesn't do you much good. Only thing I know is 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and that is freezing. So, got that. And then you've got the small little button compass that, let's see, does not point north. Whistle, signal whistle. Got in the clasp, it does have the ferro rod in it, and the striker is built into the outside. This does throw sparks. This striker, these strikers are, I honestly think they're pretty underrated. I think it's a pretty good striker, especially for its size and the fact that you can integrate it into something else. I think it's a really good little striker. Would it be my only striker I take out there? No. I mean, you're still going to want a knife that's got that 90-degree spine on it. But in a pinch, in a survival situation, in this survival kit, that's awesome. And then it comes with just a cheap little carabiner to hang it off with. So, let's get into the meat and taters of this bad boy. Go. I wonder if all of these are hand woven. If they do this by hand or if they have a machine that does it for you. Because if you did all of these by hand, that's pretty impressive for whoever was doing it. But the price point of these things makes me think that they were done by a machine, because anything that's done by hand is obviously going to cost more money. And these are not very expensive at all. And they're not expensive for a reason, but get this thermometer out of the way. So there's our little thermometer. It's saying it is 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, so I do not know how accurate that is. You know, you do get a decent amount of cordage with these things. It is pretty amazing how they can pack all this stuff in here and give you a usable amount of cordage in something that's this size. I mean, really, this is pocket size, really. It's pretty impressive. Okay. And again, this would be very difficult in cold weather. If you didn't have any way to warm your hands or keep your hands warm before you did this, this would be tough. But you could use your striker and your ferro rod built into the clasp and build you a fire before you unwrap this thing. And that'd keep you warm, nice and toasty, so you can use your fingers. All right. And it does have that little key ring in there, and you're still getting. You get about 8 foot of cord, probably 8-9 foot of cordage, usable cordage. That's good. That's pretty good. And, you know, it's a 550 paracord, so it's gonna be stout. I don't think it is the Survivor cord. Let's take a look. No, it is not. It is just standard 550 cord. So that's that, and then here is the insert. It is wrapped in tin foil. Hopefully this one will come off a little better than the last one did. I'm hoping so, since it wasn't taped. Maybe we can get it all off in one piece and salvage the aluminum foil for other uses. It is definitely not the heavy-duty aluminum foil by any stretch of the imagination. Come on. All right. We've got some usable tin foil now. Awesome. Wouldn't make much of a container, but it would better than nothing, and you could use this for signaling. There. All right, first off, little ferro rod in addition to the one on the buckle. You could use a striker on the other end of the buckle, and it's, you know, fairly decent little thickness ferro rod. You know, just be fun to try to hold on to. You get another little Tinder tab. This one is not wax impregnated. This is just a little cotton tab. or tissue, it feels like, but we'll take a spark for sure, especially fluff it up a little bit. Be good to go there. You get a little alcohol pad for, obviously for cleaning, disinfecting, but also a fire starter as well. You get a little fishing kit. So you get some line. This line is a little heavier duty than the last one. This actually looks like real fishing line. And you get a couple of hooks, a little bit bigger, sturdier hooks than in the other one as well. Same two bobber leaders. And you got two swivel hooks in this one. There's a little bit bigger swivels. So you got two swivels in this one. And you get actual lead sinkers, not the little pinch weights, actual, little lead weights. So this one is definitely a little more substantial than the other one. I did like the other one came with the surgical blade, and the Tinder Tab was wax impregnated. I did like that in that one. This one didn't have the impregnated, and it didn't come with a blade either. But, these aren't intended to be your sole source of survival gear. These are for the supplement stuff that you already have in your EDC, or if you are out in the woods, in your bag, stuff like that. It's not intended to be your 72-hour get-home kit. There's no water. Saving the foil on this one, so we were able to collect some water, boil it, stuff like that. But you have no way of carrying extra water out. I mean, that's not going to be easy to do with that little bit of tinfoil. But in a pinch, better than nothing. Like I said, it is a supplemental thing, not a end-all be-all. But appreciate you guys stopping by, checking out the video. If you like what you saw, please consider subscribing. Like the video, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you would keep out of this, or what you think about these two little survival kits, or fishing kits, whatever you want to call them, paracord kits. Let me know what you think, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks.